When was the last time you had somebody walk over to you? It could be a family member, a friend, and he walk over to you and say, hey, money doesn't buy you happiness. Money is the root of all evil. Just to justify the fact that they're lazy. Just to justify the fact that, hey, I'm lazy because money doesn't buy you happiness, right? So I don't want to work hard. I don't know why you're working hard, because you know that money is the root of all evil. You know that money doesn't buy you happiness. And they'll do these things. They'll use these excuses day after day, year after year, month after month, just so they can escape the fact that they're lazy, right? And then that same person that told you money doesn't buy you happiness, in 5-10 years time, he'll come over to his wife and say, hey, you know, we don't have any money left anymore, and it's only third week of the month. It's that same person that when his wife approaches him and says, hey, I seen this nice t-shirt or this nice dress that I'd like to buy, I need $20, because now his wife is a stay-home because now they have a kid. And she says to him, hey, this dress costs $20, I'd like to buy it. I'd like to buy this dress. And he's gonna come out there and say, what about the $20 I gave you last month? What about the $50 I gave you 6 months ago? What about the dress that I bought you a year ago? What about the petrol? What about the electricity bill? What about the insurance? What about the mortgage? What about the food? And he's making up excuses once again that he doesn't have money. That same person that said money doesn't buy you happiness can't even make his wife happy. And then his kid is gonna come up to him and say, Dad, I'd like this bicycle because all my friends have bikes now. I haven't had a bike and I'm 13 now, I'm 12, I don't have a bike. And his kid walks over to him and says, Dad, please, I'd like this bike. Even a used one will do. And he says, I can't afford it because we don't have money in our bank account. Because money doesn't buy you happiness, remember? And he'll come up with another excuse like, hey, your friends, their parents are doctors. Your friends, their parents are surgeons. Your friends, their parents won the lotto. Your friends, their parents have inheritance. That's why they're rich. That's why they can afford a bike. And making up excuses as he goes along. And his son now is sad, right? He's not happy because he wanted something he couldn't have. That's his childhood, right? And that same person came up and said, money doesn't buy you happiness. And his wife and his kid, they're not happy. And nobody said that money buys you happiness in the first place. Money doesn't buy you happiness directly. Money buys you happiness indirectly. Because if you can make the people around you happy, the people you love, the people like your kids, your family, happy, then you're happy. That's what makes you happy. Nobody said that money buys you happiness. You can have as much money as you want and be selfish about it, you still won't be satisfied. But then when you give it away to the people around you and making sure that the people around you are happy, you're gonna be happy. If I know that I'm putting a smile on this poor guy's face, or I'm building a home, or I'm building a school in some third world country, right? I'm gonna be satisfied. I'm gonna be happy knowing that these guys are benefiting because I worked hard and put something on this earth that will stay there even while I'm gone, even when I depart from this earth. So stop saying money doesn't buy you happiness. We all know that. Stop making excuses not to work hard. Money builds a foundation for your happiness. You don't want to suffer financially when you're older. You don't want to suffer. You don't want your people around you suffer. How many homes were broken because of money? How many relationships were destroyed because of money? Because hey, one person can't afford it, or this guy can't afford it, or they just can't afford being together and having a home in the first place. So therefore they have to go back to their parents' house because of money. So stop saying money doesn't buy you happiness. Money builds a foundation for your happiness so you can do things that make you happy. So stop making excuses. Now or never. It's now or never. You can have a 5-figure job today. And you're gonna say to me, I'm satisfied that this money that I'm making will work for me for the next few years, right? I'm gonna feed my family with that money. How? How can you feed your family with that money when your expenses are gonna get higher and higher? Because the reality of things is, the more money you make, the more middle class you're gonna wanna be. The more things you're gonna want to have, the more cars, the more mortgage and this and that. You know, you're gonna have to have all these things that you ever wanted. And guess what? You're gonna work just so you can put food on the table. Work, work, work for somebody else, etc. And you're gonna work all your life, and one day you wake up, you hit this midlife crisis and say to yourself, hey, where did my years go? Why am I working so much? And now I'm looking at my bank account and there's no money there. And you're gonna come out to me and say money doesn't buy you happiness. Yet, you're not happy because you're working. And don't ever say to me you're happy. Don't lie to yourself and look in the mirror today and look at yourself and say, hey, am I happy working for this job? Am I satisfied? Have I done enough? Have I got out of my comfort zone? No, I haven't. I haven't. How could I? I went to college, I graduated, I went to school, right? And then finished school, then I got my first job. I went from my first job to this other job, and I'm here 10 years later, working that same job. So how can I be happy when I haven't experienced life? I haven't done the things that I wanted to do. And now I'm still keeping up with my bills. Now is the time. Work hard today and stop making excuses, no matter what even if your own family tells you money doesn't buy you happiness and you're doing it for them, right? They will tell you that money doesn't buy you happiness, but you know now through watching this video that money doesn't buy you happiness, but you're doing it for them. Yet, they still won't understand. And even the people around you won't understand, but just know that you're doing this for the bigger picture. It's time to do something about it today. I'll see you again for another.